In this week's video, we are going to watch a few gameplays. And what I want you to see or understand from this gameplay is why I believe scoring is overrated. Now, let's put some context and clarity behind that. It's a basketball game. The team with the most points win. And this fool just got on the mic and said scoring is overrated for point guards. The gameplays that you're going to see are two scoring outputs. Force the defense to do something that they didn't want to do, which in turn turned out to make my team win. The other gameplay you're going to see, the second team that I played, essentially, I didn't do what I normally do, which in turn caused us to lose. The more you score at this position, the less points you generate. There are exceptions, there are outliers. I don't really care about scoring, I just care about control, making sure every possession that we have, we get the most optimal shot in that possession. The second game you're going to see is just flat out a last resort. Without further ado, let's get into the gameplay highlights. The video we gonna break down, or the gameplay we gonna break down now, is me playing on a small forward. At the time was fresh, hence why it's black, or the plate is black. Let me clarify, because we're in 2025 now. This game is just going to showcase when scoring is not overrated. I believe the position that you play determines how much your scoring will impact the game. And I just don't believe that at the one that happens. This game is going to showcase an impact of scoring pressure that made the defense switch what they did, which in turn caused for my team to win. As you can see that I'm matched up against. They kept it like this, the game would have been won, but they didn't. Caused themselves to lose the game. Now, if it's one thing that I'm always going to do, that my build has to do, my build has to be able to pass so that they can stay engaged into the game, which in turn can help me and the team at a later time. Since my center at this point is a 6'9", we know that he has an advantage based off of the guy that's in front of him. So when I do the dribble handoff, essentially from 3 to 5, he gets right into his spot, mid-range pull-up, and his money. Assist is on me. Now, I know I claimed myself the GOAT in the last GOAT Chronicles series that we watched, but here I am going up against what many deem the actual GOAT, Michael Jordan. And, well, what do we do here? We put him in a box. So you can't tell me I'm not a GOAT, because your GOAT just got clamped. You understand? Clamped. 85 defense. In the chair. Sitting. No air. Now here is where the team made the mistake that cost them the game. I'm running up the court and look at what they did. They put the point guard on me. This is the move that 87% of this community does. They have a guy that's straight all defense, kind of lacks skills on offense. The way that I countered it, instead of making these specialist players where you are so one-sided at doing something, teams get away with making adjustments like this. I decided to make a small forward, one of those sleeper builds. It's built to play the forward, but by the stats you can't tell what my stats are. Built to destroy or dominate bigs that think they can guard you, particularly for these when they want to switch a matchup. Now my build said that I had 93 mid-range, 90 layup, I had 85 pass, 85 strength. But what my build didn't say that I had an 80 post control. What my build doesn't say is that I have an 80 rebound, 80 speed, 80 agility, 75 speed with ball, 84 ball handle. When you switching a little guy onto me, they don't know that they're at a disadvantage. They'll soon find out, but when they find out, it's too late. The momentum has already flipped. So when the center gives me the ball, look, they don't even help. I give them an opportunity to help. But since they're so programmed to not help because they don't think that I have any type of offense or major offense, I take advantage of that. I know this guy doesn't have any defense because they're hiding him. So when I drop step, I get the good animation and I'm right at the rim with timing on. Excellent. Now here, I went into my logo range Black Cobra. Now I don't have the skills that they have. I got the simple, the basic. Once you have to, let them kind of see what's going on here. I wait, center gives me the ball, and now I'm in my highest attribute on offense, the mid-range. And so now, As I'm jabbing, I did the little face up thing out the post. Look at his positioning. 93 mid-range. You already don't have any defense. I'm shooting Michael Porter jump shot in this gameplay, so I'm jumping. My dead eye is on gold. My set shot is on Hall of Fame. And you're not in my jersey? Don't worry about it. Then when you get out in transition, the build don't show you that I can dunk either. So now I'm in transition. Now I'm dunking. We are in the second quarter. The score is 17-10. I have 8 points on 80% shooting. The team is now starting to figure out and know and realize you can't keep this point guard on me all game, because if you do, y'all gonna lose and I'm gonna have a marvelous game. So the very next possession, center gives me the ball, so you know what we on. We just going straight to it. Straight to it. Now I'm looking for an ISO, but as you can see, the spacing is not that good. Spacing is not that good, and we're playing with randoms. So this guy's kind of standing in the way to where I can't make a move going left, and I'm trying to go left. And then I'm getting cut off and I'm getting bumped, and he's wrapping around, and I don't know what they're doing on defense, but he's so centered on to his guy and nobody thinks that I can do anything with the ball, that now I have my 10th point. And now I have as many points as the entire team. I have 10 points. They finally have 13. I'm no longer tying them in scoring. But look, they still have this guy on me. The offense is clearly being ran through me right now, because this is optimal offense to me. When you find out a mismatch and you find a team trying to hide somebody, that is where your offense should start from. But you need to have a player in that position that can generate offense. Specialists are nice when you have a team dynamic around it, but you always need somebody that can abuse the mismatch. You don't even have to abuse it all game, as you will see here, but you have to abuse it enough to let that team know this ain't gonna be the move. So now I'm bringing the ball up, and I'm getting an ISO, and I'm just going. I'm going and one, because he tried to reach, and I crossed over at the right time. Got the bump. I got gold physical finisher. That's buckets. That's buckets. And now, after about a quarter and a half of setting the tone by letting the other team know your guy ain't about to do this, they switched the matchup. They switched the matchup. They put MJ on me. You had to put the GOAT on a GOAT to try to stop the GOAT. And they put the guy with no defense on to the shooting guard. So what do? We let the shooting guard cook, because that's what you're supposed to do. You let him cook. Okay, he kind of got clamped right there. He ain't got no moves, you know. We had to shoot a bad possession. We got the offensive rebound though. And well, then he shot that and they get the run. As the game ends, I don't score no more after that. What else do you see? The second guy that the point guard switched on had a field day, because he did not get bailed out and had let off the hook, because he's guarding some lockdown specialist who ain't got no dribble moves, no finishing. He guarded 2 basketball players in a basketball game. We end up winning the game. With the 13 points that I scored in the first quarter, you can say is the difference, because we won by 10. Without those 13 that I had in the beginning, we might have lost this game. We attacked a mismatch and we won the game. So this is an example of when scoring is not underrated, when scoring is necessary, because you have to make the non-defender pay. You have to make the non-defender play defense and force the team to do something different. Now for the main event. 4 of my teammates, a random, we went up against your favorite people. This is the 2K Lab website community, where they use analytics to try to help 2K players find meta jump shots or meta dribble styles or motion styles, and gives build recommendations and things of that nature. You know, help the community out as much as they feel that they need to. We just happen to run into them in a proving grounds game. And this is where the whole title and premise of the video comes into play. Build I'm on right now is a tweaked version of Kevin Cruz's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander build that he has. As you can see, it's fresh out the box again. I make a lot of players because the squad that I've decided to give my time to, they lack skill in certain areas. I feel responsible for that. Whatever that they're lacking, I try to make that in one player. I've had point guards that had 96 passing, 92 ball handle. I have point guards that have 91 speed. I have point guards that have 93 dunk. I have point guards that have 90 lay. Anything that you can imagine that I've made it. This game is actually an example of my 2K life over the past few years. When we play against upper tier players, a lot of things change that ain't there when you play against lower tier players. And this game is going to be an example of that. And this is why I feel scoring is overrated. Like every game that I start out, I'm not looking to score. I really don't want to score. I want to be a quarterback. Throw it to the open man, let the open man make a play. So I throw a corner. Right away, boom, game already starting off good. Game is starting off good. Now their offense, ironically, is not ran through their point guard. Kind of puts my team at a disadvantage. Not gonna lie to you. When a point guard is point guarding and he's the offense, they're playing into our strength. I'm the one that's gonna get going at all game. I'd rather get going at all game than anybody else because of lack of skill. But their offense, particularly, is ran through their shooting guard, YouTube Koza, who he's the one with all the 2K moves. As you can see, he works this baseline really smoothly into a pull-up jumper, and that's kind of what their offense becomes. Now it turns out that YouTube Koza is also their main defender. You're kind of sitting here and you're like, okay, so this is the type of game it's going to be. So again, I'm trying to look to pass, but they're playing this semi-switch defense. If I throw this pass, he's going to play this lane. So I have to probe. I probe. Now they're miscommunicating. As you can see, he's reaching. So he was planning on me to throw this pass and he's getting an animation. He's in no man's land. He's in no man's land. You got two guys in no man's land right now. So I just go ahead and tell him where I'm going to go. My 96 mid-range, Devin Booker, hop jumper. I mean, that's the optimal shot in offense that we can have right there. Now, this possession you're going to see here is a glimpse at what happens if I do not touch a ball in a possession. Now here we in transition and I don't touch the ball, and now we're running offense, and this is what our offense consists of. Not touching it, we have movement, we have passes. I mean, there's literally no purpose in this offense right now. There's not a purpose. We actually end up getting a good shot, a step back from a mid-range shooting center. So you get a good shot, but the offense should have never even taken that long to get going. That's just a glimpse of what I've had to deal with. Some people might look at this video and say I'm throwing teammates under the bus. Others might look at it and now actually get better context and see why I've went through a ringer of giving up and quitting 2K and trying to branch out somewhere else. Because I'm almost the type of guy that if I cannot play with the guys that I started with, I don't want to play at all. But the reality is sometimes you have to just switch your surroundings. You have to change and go to different modes or play with different people to get a different perspective, which just comes with time sometimes. Now on the next possession, I actually touched the ball. And by touching the ball, now you see the play that can get made because I touched the ball. I touched the ball. He cuts. This corner guy cuts. I throw it to him. Me throwing him the ball forces the center to double team him into the paint. And now all he has to do is make a play. This is what I mean by others making plays. Something's going to open up every possession. Can you make the reads in the plays to get to that open spot? He was able to do that. I did my part. I threw it to him. Now he has to read from where he is. He throws a great pass to the corner. We get an open three. That is good offense. Just to give a glimpse of when you see gameplays and you see like the guard that I'm guarding has points, it seems like he's cooking. A lot of times it's because of this. Screens in this game are, well, you give your thoughts on screens. But I know that I have a player with 85 defense, players with 92 defense. It does not matter what pick dodger is on. Pick dodger don't dodge picks. Not that good. Not that efficiently. So when I do get screen, if you want to know how people score on me a lot, look at the defense that's played after the screen. Do you see that? What am I supposed to do? Fortunately, he missed the layup. But then you get to see the second problem, the game, which is why I had to make a point guard with 80 rebound at a point in time this year. That's a point guard who just shot a bad shot. That is the power forward in the center crashing, the two most optimal players to get a rebound. Nobody gets the rebound. So instead of me being able to leak and run like many of people get to do in this game, I have to crash. They don't get the rebound. Now we lost the possession because all the defense that got played there, which was none, leads to a corner three. Because we did not secure the rebound and finish the defensive possession. Good offense always gets played. If I touch the ball, when I touch the ball, you're at a disadvantage because I'm looking to find your hole in your defense and abuse it. That's all I'm looking to do. So here we have a blitzer. Everybody knows blitzes are in 2K. This is the 2K of the blitz. This is NBA 2K25, the Blitz series. He blitzed, forced me to throw the pass. I don't know what happened. Animations are crazy in this game. But the power forward cuts, and I still was able to throw it, but I only have 85 pass, and I have on LeBron passing style, and he had some bad animations like that one there. And that should have been stolen, but the play was still made, and we still got a layup out of it, and that's good offense. Did you think that the first time I showed you why sometimes I scored on me based off of the box score? Instead of box score watching, this video is going to show you a lot of context behind the box score and why the box score looks the way that it does. So far he has 2 points, the guy that I'm guarding. The first 2 points that he scored was off of a screen, pick and roll game with no help. Well, let's see how he gets to point number 4. Guarding him pretty well, bumping him, making him reset, and I got screened again. And look at what happens. Hello? So now you understand why I have to punt on offensive players, because I need to be able to get myself through a screen. I need to give myself the most optimal opportunity to get through a screen, because there is no help off of them. That's why I have point guards with 96 and 99 perimeter defense. So I can just sit in a chair all game and be able to give myself the most optimal position and ability to get through a screen. Now, here we are on offense. And one thing that I learned when I played with the higher tier players about filling corners, that was something I just always naturally did because of, quite frankly, because of watching one of those Warriors finals from back in the day. I want to say Klay Thompson and Steph ran the corners on a fast break, and that's when Durant got that big dunk down the middle of the floor. And from that point on, I kind of always ran corners. As you can see, there's nobody in the other corner. Second worst shooter on the floor is standing at the wing right now instead of just running the corner. And so our spacing's off again, but fortunately I was able to sidestep and get a wide open 3 with an 89 3-pointer, and excellent at 3. Box score watchers always have a lot to say until you show them the context of how people score. And so me getting screened, that doesn't matter, right? I'm still just trash. I can't get through a screen, you know? Do you want to see the difference of when Chris Jones guards somebody and what other people guard somebody? Look at the freedom this Joker gets. Look at the freedom this Joker gets. Look, this your 2-guard. Ice wing, no screens. Nobody's running up to set him a screen or nothing. It's just stick work against stick work. And, well, Koza wins the stick work battle. Why can I get ISO'd like that? Stick work me. Point guard has the perfect opportunity to run this ISO on the wing, and look at what happened. Look at what happens. I'm getting screened off rip. I got to go under. I did a great job guarding that one. That's when your silver pick dodger, that's when it kick off a little bit, when you can do stuff like that. It generates to an open 3. The center has to go contest a 3-point shot. We have a power forward. We have a small forward who should be your second and third rebounding options. Well, they're not, which is why I had to make a point guard with 80 rebounds. But of course, I don't have that player out today because 2K trolls me. And then we have to give up put back dunks from the corner. Okay, my guy has the ball, and the first thing I got to do is run through a screen again. Then we throw it to the real offensive player who works on the baseline. That's another bucket. Here's an example of the difference. So I never run for my matchup. I don't really call for screens. I don't really do nothing. I just kind of play basketball and take what the defense gives. Meanwhile, I have to go against a switched matchup. And now I'm double teamed right now. So now I'm giving it to the other guard to make a play. He has an ample opportunity at the top of the key. He has a cutter. That cutter is guarded. So now it's time for him to kind of rotate over or probe, kind of get ready to make a play. Instead, he throws it to our center, who now has to operate in bad space, and he gets clamped. Then he has to try to reset it, and they know he's trying to reset it. Here's an example of, if I don't make the pass that makes it obvious, there won't be a good possession. So either I have to make the pass to the open man off the rip, or I have to make a pass that literally forces the defense to break to even when a fool can make a read. Hence, in the beginning, when I threw the cutter, they double team the paint. A fool could throw it to the open man in the corner. We give up the turnover and they off to the races. Now here, a lot of my scoring I do is just pressure scoring, just to let them know, like, you really aren't impacting what's going on here. He's trying to press me, like speed me up, but then I go right into my hot spot and I hop step out of it. That's a bucket. That was a tone setting bucket to let you kind of know, like, that's not the defense you're going to want to play, because I can abuse that defense. But on this possession here, multiple people touched the ball, and look at who's the only one that gets screened. Me. I had to get around that screen, made it uncomfortable. I got around that screen. Now watch this. He throw it to him. Ain't nobody running over there to set him a screen. He's setting an off ball. That guy set an off ball. Ain't nobody running over to set him a screen. Why is nobody else getting screened on this court except for me? I don't know. But he shoots the turnaround fadeaway, and then this is why my guard had to have 80 rebound, and I'd be having a crash. You do everything right. You get a stop. They still get points. Here's another offensive possession of me not touching the ball. And you get to see it for yourself. There's really not much else I can even say. Just look at it. Look how the offense is ran. Just look what goes on. Now, we get bailed out because the center actually makes a good move to get to the paint. But I spent that whole offensive possession just trying to get to the open part of the floor so that people can have space to operate, but everybody runs into each other. But the center actually gets a good blow-by animation from being 6'9", and he ends up going up against a smaller guy, which allows him to make time for me to play my defensive possession. And it consists of having to try to operate around the screen. And I reached and got myself out of position, and then I didn't recover back. And we ended up giving up a 3. There are moments in games where I legit get scored on because I made a buffoon play. So that's a glimpse. But if you think every possession, when that box scores say that my opponent has X amount of points, is given up because I'm out of position, that's not the way to think. Now, one thing I've learned about 2K is that 2K is the only, or one of the only games that allows a center that has probably a maximum of 60 steal. I highly doubt this center has any glove. For me to get poked by a big that has no glove, I should say. So there's a badge that your game possesses that allows players to rip ball handlers. He doesn't have the badge, yet he ripped a ball handler. Well, I got ripped. They off to the races. He starts to feel himself. He misses. We get back, and ironically, he doesn't get a screen on this possession and allows me to guard him the way I want to guard him. And the optimal way for me to play defense when I'm playing man-on-one man defense is to force you to the help, put you in a box, literally. So I'm staying on his left hand because I see that I have 2 players to his right hand. So if I stay on his left with 2 players to the right, he's in a box. And that's exactly what happened. He got boxed. Then we get to run. Now you understand why people run screens. Why I have to get screened, because without a screen, you're literally in a box. Then we take off and get an easy layup. Now, this is why I say scoring is overrated, because as you can see, I have 9 points and 2 assists in the second half. Now, anybody who has been a follower of this channel for a long time, you understand that this is not ideal. This is not the way that I play the game. I would rather have 9 assists and 2 points than have 9 points and 2 assists, because I know them 9 assists is most likely threes, which means that's about 27 points that's been put up on that board. Instead, the max amount of points I have generated through passing is 6. That's the max amount. Once again, somebody else gets to get one-on-one playing. No screens, no nothing. He's just working on the baseline, and he ended up working on the baseline and getting an easy dunk. Now, you get to see why a lot of times when I make those high defensive builds, I don't even add any steal, because I like to play position defense and force you to shoot over the top of me. Build where it entices me to gamble, like I just did here. I gambled. That slowed me down. Now I'm screened in a screen and roll action with somebody who we have shown don't really guard it well. And there goes my guy scoring again. So that's on me because I reached. There's challenges that you have to overcome, and that challenge is me. But once I get screened, you eliminate the challenge, because I always get screened the most when I have a lower rated defensive player. Basketball 101, man. It's a very simple game, and I've preached that all year. It's a very simple game. Typically, there's a lockdown in front of me. When I caught this ball and I seen that the Donovan Mitchell was in front of me, it's a wrap. Ain't nobody else getting this. It's straight me. I'm straight to the basket, bumped him off, layup. Beautiful play getting made. Now here, he got caught in the backcourt. Now he's scrambling. They have to react to me. So I get right into a prime position where you have to guard me. If that center wasn't there, that is 2 points. I'm standing. I'm probing right there, forcing him to stay here because the moment he moves, I'm going. He doesn't move. This is where the playmaking come in. Now you throw the cross court pass to the corner. Now you put this player in a pickle. He has to pick, do I give up the corner three or the wing three? Center does a very good job of making a play. The fake help. Let me fake the pass. He commits. Wide open corner three. Now that is playing. That is how you play the game. Why can we not do that every possession? A prime example of another glimpse of what has to go on. What's been going on recently in the last few years here. Now look at this here. The guy gets the ball and he cuts to the basket. The center's there. The shooting guard is there. The other defenders are closing in on the ball. And in a position like that, what would even inhabit you to hit square? But no, whatever. I guess that's the most optimal shot we can have. And now we have to get back and play defense. And now they're in flex mode because that's just what happens. And he's sitting here and he's literally just at the hash and he just pulls it. And then do you believe that that guy's offensive rebound is higher than the defensive rebound on the other side? So once again, if y'all want to know, and when y'all look at the box score of why people score, I just knew that was our rebound. And it wasn't. Now whose guy's about to get 3 points added to his score? My guy. Now you have seen every point that my guy has scored. See how many times I actually was the reason he scored. Answer yourself the question. Finally, you see somebody else in a pick and roll action. But you see somebody else in a pick and roll action with the same player. Tell me, what do you see here? Look. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. All right. Now here, he gambled in the backcourt, so now I'm on go. I'm out of there. He tried to help over, but I'm already in a pull-up animation. He reached. Now, if he jumped, that would have been a bad shot, but he reached. The guy with no glove, because the way the game is designed, people with no glove has the authority and feel like they have the power to reach. You don't even have the reaching badge. He reached. I pulled up and won. Excellent. Now we're in the fourth. It's getting turned up now. He's in the backcourt again. Now there's 3 in the backcourt and really 1 helper that's in a pickle. Because if he helps, I'm bailing out. He knows that. I know that. So he stays. When he stay, I'm gone. If you're not in front of me when I get up, it's a wrap. I'm gone. Bye. Layups. This is why I have to make primary lockdowns, and I have to hope that they run the offense through the point guard, because if they do not run the offense through the point guard, these things will happen. You have to sit and you have to watch your team get torched, and you can't do nothing about it. Nothing except watch it. Instead of being a part of the action, you have to watch the action. That is why I have to make lockdown defenders, because somebody on the court got to stop somebody or have the ability or stick work or power to stop somebody, and I have to be that guy. This possession, by far the greatest possession of the game right here. This is a possession where a player gets the best of me on a possession. He actually sat in a chair and he clamped me. I didn't have much to go. I'm trying to ice, so I'm trying to create space. Now, of course, I got wrapped around, almost caused havoc, but I actually got around. Then I did a postman and I actually got a good little animation, but I misaligned the right stick. Instead of going right and taking a right hand layup, I went left and took a left hand layup, which in turn allowed him to guard me. But you see, this little thing right here that he does, this slowdown, this is a fronting mechanism, a fronting mechanic. He felt really good about that stop and he's feeling himself. So once again, I have to showcase the skill that I actually possess when it's just you and I. And that's why when naysayers or haters decide to come into the comment section and really think they're about that life, this is when I understand that they're not. Because see, you're seeing something without context. Now, if I show you me sitting in a chair, look at what this guy has to go to in order to give himself an opportunity to score, and I got 85 defense. The ratings don't matter. It really comes down to stick work. But when you start adding in these elements of screens, helping or not, and all this other stuff, but when it's time to sit in a chair, and it's time to just play mano-y-mano one-on-one with an 85, oh, I'ma sit in a chair. And you ain't gonna have no air. You ain't going nowhere. Look. Then he tried to throw the lobs on me. He tried to lob me. Then got an intentional foul because you tight. And I'll be trying to tell people that there's levels to this. It ain't clicking. A lot of times folks get bailed out because of the team that I'm playing with at the time that you play me. This is why I transition to a mode in the game where I may have more control. Hence online head-to-head and my team where now I'm in control of every player on that court, and I'm gonna lose because I didn't make the adjustment. I'm not gonna lose because you don't have no stick work. I'm not gonna lose because you don't have no IQ. I'm gonna lose because I don't have that IQ. I didn't have a good enough stick work in that game. That's why a transition is needed. But don't play with me. Now I want y'all to tell me on this play, which is a glimpse of the last 3-4 years of this game. I want you to tell me on this play how many shots could have been shot to help us in this game. Because as you see, we're down 9 with 1:44 left. So let's see here. I make the play. 1, 2, 3, 3.5 players are in the paint off of one pass. The man in the middle put that much pressure on the defense that there are 3.5 players guarding me. Not a shot go up. They reset. This fool throw it back out there. Not a shot go up. A pump fake go up, but not a shot. Then he throw right back. Now I got to sit here, and instead of having 3 points, I got to shoot a pull-up jumper. Just stop, man. Stop. Now finally, in the fourth quarter, I'm able to get another assist. I haven't had an assist since the second quarter. I had 2 assists in the second quarter. I'm getting buckets. And finally in the third quarter, I get an assist. In the fourth quarter, I get my third assist. Now, it's funny how teams operate when there is no screen. Now, he tried to go to straight ISO, but then he gave the ball up in a bad spot. Cause now he's boxed now. He's boxed. Cause now the opposite has happened. Well, now you threw it to the wing and you still in the middle. The only way the guy with the ball can go is this way. Cause if he tries to go this way, he's gonna run into his guy and this help. So he got to go to the left. And when he go to the left, I'm just there, the box. And then you move back to the left. Instead of getting around, you move back to the possession and you make the defense even stronger. You made the box stronger. Then you got ripped. Now we out to the races. And then you think because you back, it matter. Left stick to the left, bump you off of me. You ain't got that strength. Physical finisher. Now we're down 4. Now here, this right here is a heartbreaker. This right here is a heartbreaker because we get a jump ball violation. We win the jump ball. We're down 3 with 24 seconds left in the game. I throw it to the guy with takeover and they scramble. They scrambling. He jumps. I get it back. Spacing is off, but I let it go because I'm like, F it. We need something. And my feet was on the line. I caught it behind the line, but my feet was on the line. Now that's a 2 instead of a 3, but I got Vice activated. Now I'm pretty sure this website and this YouTube channel tells you that free throws really aren't, you can get away with 75, 85, whatever free throws. I guess technically they're not fully wrong. They're not fully wrong. But now it's a 2-point game. You have a chance to make it 3. That no free throw or that 75, 76, 80 free throw that you can make a living with, well, it showed itself. Now we gone. Now it's a tie ball game with 10 seconds left in the game. Tie ball game. We walked them down. We got a tie ball game. And well, I'm going to just let the last possession play out for you. This is just an example of no trust. If you made it to this point in the video, leave a like. And thank you for watching. And I'll see you sometime next week with a new video. But here's the ending to the game